MySpace was one of the first social networking sites that gained global popularity. Back in the day, it wasn't just any other social networking website. It was once the most visited website on the internet, even outranking Google. How did MySpace go from that to now just becoming a nostalgic memory? In this video, we will uncover just that, the story of MySpace's meteoric rise and then its steep fall. Let's get straight into it. Before MySpace, there was a social networking site called Friendster. It was from Malaysia and was created in 2002. As this site grew, it caught the attention of a few employees of a company named eUniverse. Among these employees were Chris DeWolf and Tom Anderson. They noticed that the concept of Friendster had a lot of potential, but that there were some technical issues and underdeveloped features that were holding it back. So they decided to take the best features of Friendster and make their own social networking site called MySpace. They used a rapid web development tool called Adobe ColdFusion and officially launched MySpace in August 2003. They even started a competition to see which employee could sign up the most users and win a $1,000 cash prize. MySpace grew very quickly. One of the key reasons behind MySpace's rapid growth was that it gave people much more freedom than any other social network at the time. For example, unlike Friendster, MySpace allowed people to view the profile of any other user. Another unique feature of MySpace that made it very popular was that its users had the ability to edit their own page by using HTML code. This gave MySpace users the ability to completely customize their pages. They could use whatever colors, backgrounds, layouts, or fonts they wanted to. And you could even choose what song you wanted to play when someone visited your page. This meant that everyone's page could be unique and showcase their own personality. In fact, many teenagers at the time learned to code in HTML to be able to customize their MySpace pages. That was definitely one good thing that came out of this feature. So MySpace was running and growing smoothly. People who were using it were also inviting their friends to use the website. And within just 1 month of its launch, MySpace was getting 6,000 new members to register every single day. At the same time, MySpace co-founders Chris DeWolf and Tom Anderson also started advertising their site as a great way for musicians to build a following. This led to many musicians joining MySpace and even gaining popularity through the site, as they could use it to get their music heard and increase their fan base. By November of 2004, MySpace already had 5 million registered users, and their growth trajectory continued. Eventually, MySpace garnered well over 100 million active users and was, at one point, valued at $12 billion. But interestingly, the same features that gave MySpace a great advantage over its competitors, like the ability to connect with anyone in the world and completely customize your page however you want, would turn out to create some very serious issues for MySpace. MySpace began to get criticism for its lack of moderation. Around 2005, reports started coming out about the number of teenagers using social networking sites like MySpace without their parents' knowledge. There were also headlines about online predators using MySpace to start relationships with underage users. There was also an incident of relentless cyberbullying on MySpace that led to a teenage girl taking her own life. Once all of this transpired, MySpace did appoint moderators to keep an eye on such suspicious activities, but a handful of moderators filtering through the activities of hundreds of millions of users was an impossible task. This was a concern not just for parents, but also for companies that were advertising their products on MySpace. The negative publicity made advertisers nervous about using the platform, and MySpace began to struggle to sell advertising. Despite these problems, MySpace's user base continued growing, simply because it was fun to use, and users kept inviting their friends to join. MySpace also became profitable in 2005, and it, along with its parent company, was acquired by News Corp for $580 million. For a little while after News Corp acquired MySpace, things were going well for the company, but this acquisition by News Corp started showing its negative effects soon. MySpace now became more corporate and had to go through several layers of management to even get small updates approved. They were no longer a fast-moving startup. They also had strict ad revenue targets to meet, and so they just pushed more and more ads. These included some very low-quality, spammy-looking ads as well, and an interface filled with so many annoying pop-up ads really impacted user experience negatively. It turned out that News Corp only saw MySpace as a medium to make tons of money, rather than a platform that also fosters community building. Around the same time, Facebook also started gaining momentum. With its minimalist design and limited ability to customize, Facebook kept coming up with new updates to enhance user experience. While MySpace's being extremely customizable became a problem for them, users had really cluttered pages with custom codes that slowed down browsers. This also made introducing new features much tougher and slower for MySpace, since all users' pages were so different. But even then, in 2006, MySpace was still the leading social media website and its user base was still growing. But by 2007, Facebook, along with all of its user-friendly updates, also came up with something that would entice advertisers. They built an ad system within the website that would let companies target users very specifically, using all of the personal user data Facebook had. This turned out to be very beneficial for both advertisers and for Facebook. Their ad revenues skyrocketed, and they started growing much faster than MySpace. At the same time, MySpace was going through a lot of turmoil within the company. It kept changing CEOs because they would keep resigning, and they began to lose a lot of money and traffic on their website. Also, as we discussed earlier in the video, MySpace was built using a software called Cold Fusion in order to help them build the website quickly and get to the market fast. But this became a problem later on, as it meant that MySpace's infrastructure was not as scalable as Facebook, and it created a lot of technical difficulties for them. Most people think that the sole reason behind MySpace's decline was the emergence of Facebook, but in reality, it was the slow website, annoying user interface with all the ads, its declining reputation in the media, and the internal company politics that eventually led to MySpace's downfall. By 2009, Facebook's user base had surpassed MySpace, and MySpace monthly users declined by 44%. Over the next few years, things just kept getting worse for MySpace. Fast forward to now, all that remains of the company is nostalgia and a vaguely remembered social platform before the dominance of Facebook. It is interesting to think about what it could be all like if all these things hadn't gone wrong with MySpace. Maybe it would keep updating, growing, and would remain the biggest social media platform even today. And maybe even Facebook would eventually be acquired by MySpace. Who knows? Anyway, we're interested to know your memories of MySpace. Did you have a MySpace profile back in the day? Comment below and let us know. Also, were you aware of all these issues that systematically led to MySpace's downfall? Or did you also think that it was just the massive competition from Facebook that killed MySpace? Do share your thoughts with us. We love hearing from you. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content on some of your favorite companies. We'll see you in the next video.